The fourth inning program has arrived, so let's go over everything that's new in the game and then go over what to be grinding this first week of the new inning program. And I also want to take a quick look at what's coming soon to the game, including that big new Legends and Flashback collection coming on June 13th. And in my opinion, there's a lot to be excited about with this fourth inning program drop. There's a ton of really good free cards that we're going to go over in just a second, and that hasn't been the case really with every single inning program drop or some of the other content drops recently. So looking forward to this drop and grinding the game right now. But first card in the XP reward path that you'll get other than the Cornerstone Evolution cards is the 93 Adam Dunn. Gonna hit, obviously, at left field, first base option there for you. Otherwise, the inning boss program, the fourth inning boss cards right here. Some big names in here. Derek Jeter going to, the contact, the clutch is there. 80 power is pretty good. That vision at 80 is decent as well. 72 speed. The, fielding at 71, reaction at 73. At shortstop is probably the only concerning thing about this card, in my opinion, because I think 72 speed is probably just good enough. Once you parallel him up, he will be in the mid-70s. I don't know. So really the fielding and reaction's the only slight I have against that card, but otherwise pretty good card. And then Hank Greenberg going to hit 94, 90 contact, above 100 power there, 95 clutch. At first base, the fielding and the arm, that kind of thing doesn't really matter as much. 44 speed, pretty typical probably for your first baseman. So another good card, I think. Probably not my first choice, but nonetheless, a very good option there. And then starting pitcher, Nolan Ryan, and he has that outlier on the on his four-seam fastball, so he's going to be hitting triple digits with that. 101 hit per 9, 108 pitching clutch. The control on the card, pitch control is not going to be great, but Nolan Ryan cards just always play good, I feel like. Four-seam sinker, curve, change, could be worse. So, I don't know. I like the card. It's going to play better than, some people might be scared by the command that he's going to have, on the mound. But Nolan Ryan cards are always just good. So I think it's going to be a really good choice. Also, 440K XP is going to be what you need to hit to complete the XP program, and then you'll get to the free wheel spins after that, so they have shortened the length or the amount of XP it takes to complete that. And then we got the May Drop 5. Then, as you guys will notice just from looking at this, there's a lot more packs, May Spotlight packs in this program, which is really, really nice for that Retro Lightning card, which we'll touch on in just a second. But the final reward in this program is a very, very, very good James Wood card. Really good hitting attributes with maxed out clutch. He's got 78 speed on top of that. So once you parallel him up too, he's going to be in the 80s for speed. That fielding and that reaction in outfield does scare me, especially that reaction. But I think either way, he's going to be a really, really good player. That maxed out clutch, the really good hitting attributes, and that speed is just too good of a combination to keep out of your lineup. I do like James Wood cards too. So I really like this card, especially for it being just a free card you'll get in probably an hour and a half, 2 hours of grinding the game. And then, so basically it's a longer program. You need 100 program points, but you're going to have plenty of missions, moments, the optional collections, even these, optional extreme moments, which this one right here on rookie difficulty, score 9 runs without recording an out. That one's probably very, very frustrating. All these extreme moments are going to be very, very frustrating, but if you want to give them a try, go ahead and do so. It's going to give you good progress. But then I also want to touch on the other Spotlight, the other Lightning cards, Retro Lightning cards in the game that just released. So the Retro one we know, Bryce Harper, and as you guys can tell, they actually lowered the total amount of Spotlight cards needed for this Retro player, so you just need to collect 10 to get this Bryce Harper, who, as we take a look at him right now, basically all above 100 hitting attributes, in terms of contact, clutch, and power, and then, good enough speed, I think, that reaction and the outfield always is going to scare me, especially in this year's game, but pretty good arm, pretty good fielding, and, 66 vision, if you're playing on the higher difficulties, that I think is just good enough for you not to stress too much about it. So a really, really good Bryce Harper card. And again, he's going to be cheaper than what that Santana was on release because of the amount of cards needed to get him. And then the Scooble right here. Very good card as well. And again, you're just going to get him. He does have Outlier 2 on that four-seamer, so he's going to be hitting the triple digits. But again, with Scooble, just grind the game. You're going to get him. It's pretty easy, right? Those spotlight programs are pretty simple, and you're going to get one of the best pitchers in the game, in my opinion. Very good pitch mix with pretty good pitch, differentials on those speed differentials on his pitches. 91, he just doesn't have a weakness, right? He's going to be able to locate his pitches. He's going to throw pretty hard, especially with hitting triple digits on his four-seam fastball. Really no weakness in this card from the looks of it. Very, very good starting pitching option that I recommend you guys go and grind here very early on after this drop. So what should you be grinding at the beginning of this inning program? First of all, Weekend Classic will be going on the first few days. And I'm not in a super high league. I just don't play a lot of solo ranked. But, play Weekend Classic. Otherwise, and that'll help you finish off the multiplayer program, but otherwise just play whatever else that'll help you finish off this multiplayer program, because it's going to, expire in just a few days. And there's so much XP, so many other rewards in here that you probably still can get. So go ahead and finish that off. But the other thing I want to mention too is that if you jump into Weekend Classic, before you actually do that, I would recommend finishing off the Drop 5 Spotlight for May and getting this James Wood card. And assuming you've kept up with your other Spotlight programs, that would mean you not only would have this James Wood, but then you would also be able to unlock the Scooble card, and you'd be able to add both of these cards to your squad before you actually jump into your Weekend Classic games. And you could even, if you're close to getting Harper too, you could get Harper as well, add all those cards to your lineup. That'll help you out in Weekend Classic, hopefully get you some better rewards as well. Also, another thing to be grinding for the next week, because of the Legends and Flashback collection coming on June 13th, is the Color Storm Team Affinity. If you have not already unlocked 15 of these cards, definitely recommend getting them, because you need 15 for that voucher in the upcoming program. And, literally just go in, whatever you're grinding, stack your lineup with players from one team. And it is double PXP too for the next 5 days or week, whatever it is. So you're going to be able to fly through Team Affinity with that double PXP. But just stack your team with players from one or two teams, go into games, grind, get that double PXP, and get those 15 Color Storm TA cards. Definitely recommend that. Also, while you're just grinding the game, maybe you're grinding for Team Affinity, whatever it is, also keep in the back of your mind the missions for the Cornerstone Evolution cards, just so you can also be knocking those out at the same time, getting progress in these programs, because this is just more pack stubs, XP in here, 10,000 in each Cornerstone Evolution program that are super simple to get. So just have that in the back of your mind while you grind. Otherwise, just focus on grinding all of the other XP goals that you're close to hitting in some of these unfinished programs. Like for me, the Pipeline Pass program, I have not actually completed, and there's still probably 20 to 25K, whatever it is, XP just chilling in here. It'll probably take me half an hour, 40 minutes to actually finish off that program. I can easily do that, pick up some good XP to help get me kickstarted in the new XP reward path. Also, if you're close for XP in Team Affinity programs or in Conquest maps, whatever, finish those off, get that XP. Definitely a good idea. But then I mentioned the new Legends and Flashback collections that's coming. We saw the Scott Rowland be the first one, but there is a big new collection coming on the 13th that you'll want probably, but that's also probably going to be pretty damn expensive too. And I plan on making a separate video breaking down what to expect from the collection, but just quickly want to touch on this right here, right? Like we have the new Pipeline Pass program right here for Corey Seager, and unfortunately, you're probably going to need Corey Seager for this upcoming Legends Flashback collection, and you need all but one. You can skip one of the cards and still get Seager, so it'd probably be the Vlad or the Schwarber, the two most expensive cards in here. unfortunately, you'd have to have the other, but you could also skip that one, right? We saw in the last Legends and Flashback collection, you could skip one card series and still unlock the Scott Rowland. But otherwise, you know, we have Color Storm, like we touched on before, Moonshot as the other new card series. And then otherwise, just come through here, and there's going to be really cheap cards that I know all of you are going to need at least some of them. So just coming through all the different card series, looking at the prices on cards, and, you know, if they're cheap, go ahead, just scoop them up, because you're going to need, like we saw with the last collection, you're going to need essentially every single card in these card series when the new reward actually drops. Like, you might be able to skip 1 or 2 cards within these card series, but for the most part, you're going to need basically all of these cards. And that's why, you know, finishing all these other programs I touched on before, whether it's Team Affinity programs or just all the other programs that we touched on before, all those cards are going to go into this collection. So super, super important to start focusing on that. But then on the 10th, as Weekend Classic wraps up, we will get a new multiplayer program with the new World Series rewards. And then June 13th, as we said, the big Legends and Flashback collection, new reward in that, roster update, and then I would assume another program that's coming with some emojis right there. And then obviously June Spotlight begins as well. So plenty on the way. And like I said, we'll have a video out soon on the new Legends and Flashback collection. Otherwise, that's going to be it for the new update for the new 4th inning program. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. See you guys next time. Peace out.